oppose this visit of the torturer and the warmonger Dick Cheney here to Canada. We thought it quite fitting when we found out that Dick Cheney was coming here on Halloween. It is, of course, a perfect match, given the fact that this is one of the most evil people on the planet. This is a man who publicly said that the United States needed to move to the dark side after September 11, 2001. And he is the person who oversaw the development of a new legal framework to allow for what he calls extraordinary additions or torture.
You may never face justice for your crime, but it will never be forgotten. Not by me, not by this generation, not for generations to come.
Keep Canada free of war criminals. Do not allow Canada to be a safe harbor for torturers and war criminals.
This is the man who has decided that torture should be illegal for the United States. He is a war criminal. He has in fact been found guilty as a war criminal in jurisdictions all over the world, and it is in fact difficult for him to travel.
This is a guy that has his dirty little paws in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Iraqis and tens of thousands of my brothers and sisters who have been killed overseas. Why shouldn't you still be angry?
The destruction of my country, my home country, and the blood of my people is on his hands.
I say to the police over there, if someone assaulted someone or threatened someone, he or she will be arrested, rightly so. But what are you waiting to arrest a war criminal, Dick Cheney, who is responsible for the death of hundreds of thousands of Iraqis and Afghanis? Do your job and arrest Dick Cheney.
Iraq was an illegal war. Afghanistan is still an illegal war.
I joined the Army in 2005. I was 17 years old. I got deployed to Afghanistan in 2007, and I was there for 15 months until April of 2008. People should have a problem when a guy who was in charge of a torture program, who was in charge of illegal assassinations, kill lists, to come into their country. And I think every citizen of Canada should be concerned about this sort of thing.
The United States thinks, or their government thinks, I'm not sure about the people, they seem to be changing their minds, but they seem to think that the first and best way to deal with anything is to make war on somebody.
I think it's important to remember what he did do when he was in office as Vice President of the United States, like, you know, killed hundreds of thousands of people at least as a result of the wars, and also the torture issue is a major one.
He was overseeing the whole program. It went straight to the top. When I was in Afghanistan in 07 and 08, one of the things that we did when we went out to capture high-value targets was once we would capture the high-value targets, we would hand them over to the Afghan National Army with no oversight from U.S. soldiers, and it was commonly known that the Afghan National Army would keep these guys in like enclosed shipping containers, turn the heat up on these guys, then they would be sent to Bagram or Kandahar for further questioning and torture. And this stuff has all came out in the last few years with the WikiLeaks and with the Afghan war diaries and all this stuff, so it's no secret.
Canada is one of the few countries that still allows war criminals in their country. We think it's wrong. He's a war criminal. He should not be in Canada. He should be in jail. And yet he's across the street speaking. I think we should have a citizen's arrest. That he should not, he should not be here. He should be arrested. Last time he was afraid to come to Canada and didn't show up. He came this time and he knows that we're out here.
The fact that a war criminal has been allowed entry into Canada and able to walk freely with no accountability, with no justice, is something that makes me deeply ashamed and outraged.
If you had an opportunity to say something directly to Dick Cheney, what might you say to him?
Get out.
I hope that you have a change of heart and undo some of the, years' worth of evil, dastardly deeds that you have done, and get the hell out of Canada.
My name is Juleston Duncan. I've had a few friends killed in combat. Their names are Z. Talir Sargent, killed Hill 2314, Afghanistan. J.B. Good, killed Afghanistan, IED. Tyler A. Juden, killed Afghanistan, Farah province. And there are 2 civilian Afghan casualties, that I've been part of, and all that blood is on your hands, sir.
It doesn't matter our numbers, but as long we are on the right track, speaking truth to the power, and calling killers and murderers as they are, I think we will be winning at the end of the day.